Today is Thursday, June 28th. This is Noreen Johnson, and here are the good news headlines of the day. President Biden and former President Donald Trump will face off in the first presidential debate of the 2024 general election tonight in Atlanta. It begins a new phase of the presidential race less than 5 months out from November 5th, Election Day, as the matchup remains extremely tight. Biden and Trump stand virtually tied according to the latest polling, which reflects a months-long trend of recent national surveys. It's the first debate either candidate has participated in this campaign season. Biden largely ran unopposed, and Trump notably skipped the GOP primary debates. The event starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and will run for 90 minutes. It will be moderated by CNN's Jake Tapper and Dana Bash and take place at the network studios in Atlanta. Former President Trump maintains his lead in a key battleground state in the 2024 presidential election, according to a new poll. A survey published Tuesday by the AARP finds Trump with a 3 percentage point lead over President Biden in Nevada. Trump is favored by 48% of likely Silver State voters, compared to 45% who said they would vote for Biden if the election were held today. Nevada is one of several closely watched states that could very well determine who holds the White House next year. The battleground state has not gone for a Republican presidential candidate since 2004, when President George W. Bush ran for re-election. In other news, the House of Representatives on Wednesday voted to block Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas' salary. It was an amendment by Representative Andy Biggs of Arizona for the House's appropriations bill funding the Department of Homeland Security for fiscal year 2025. That would block funds in the bill from being used to pay Mayorkas. Biggs wrote on X before the vote, "Taxpayers should not be paying an unelected bureaucrat who was impeached by the House. That's why I sponsored an amendment to this year's Homeland Security Appropriations Act to prohibit funding to be used for the salary of DHS Secretary Mayorkas." House Republicans voted to impeach Mayorkas back in February. This is the first cabinet secretary impeached since the late 1800s. Credible rumors shared by Ro Ray Shelley about a renowned crackdown on the Roman Rite, coinciding with the 3rd anniversary of Traditionis Custodes, have prompted an interesting debate on what sort of trick the Vatican may have up its sleeve and how, in turn, individual dioceses and traditional Latin Mass communities will play their hand. In its letter published last week, Ro Ray cautioned readers that the ideologues responsible for Traditionis Custodes are frustrated with its apparently slow results and are now seeking a new ban that would be as wide, final, and irreversible as possible. Yesterday evening, Diane Montagna confirmed in the Remnant newspaper that according to well-informed sources, a new document is indeed in the works that would, if published, prohibit all priests other than those belonging to approved ex ecclesia Dei institutes from offering the holy sacrifice of the Mass in the Vitus Ordo, and would also prohibit bishops from themselves celebrating or authorizing the celebration of the Vitus Ordo in their dioceses. Montagna also noted that it is unclear if and to what extent priests would be permitted to administer sacraments such as baptism, confirmation, and marriage to the faithful in the traditional form. The issue of diaconal and priestly ordinations in the old rite is also up in the air. And those are your daily good news headlines. This is Catholics for Catholics. May God bless you, and may God bless the USA.